Okay, so today we're going to make some chicken salad. I'm using a leftover rotisserie chicken. This one is lemon pepper, and I sort of like the lemon pepper better than the traditional. But you're welcome to either use the any one you want. Just the barbecue doesn't really work that good. But the traditional, the Italian herb, and the lemon pepper really work great. I'm also going to have some celery in there. I'm going to toast up some of these pecans. I like pecans better than walnuts. Walnuts kind of a little more bitter than pecans are, so pecans work good, especially if you toast them and then chop them up. For the dressing, I'm going to use Hellmann's real mayonnaise. I've always used that. And some cream cheese. I may have to soften that up in the microwave. It hasn't been sitting out very long. I am going to try to keep these pretty low carb, so I'm only going to use about a third of that apple. If you didn't make it low carb, you could go ahead and use all of that apple if you wanted. I have for my, let me get these. I'm also going to put in several hard-boiled eggs. I just got done boiling those and cooling them off. And then for the seasoning, I'm going to have ground black pepper, kosher salt, a little bit of celery seed, and a little bit of fresh chopped parsley. So let me get all this set up and spread out and ready to combine so you can see exactly what the proportions are. And it really doesn't, the proportions really don't matter. If you like more celery, you can add more celery. If you don't like as much egg, you can use less egg. It's entirely up to you. It's basically the combination of ingredients that makes a good combination, and you can put more or less of whatever you like. Okay, so I've had these pecans toasting for about 5 minutes on about 375 on the toaster setting. And I just browned them up, warmed them up, and I basically just waited until I could smell them. That's how you know they're getting ready. You don't want them burnt, but you just want to release their oils. I'll let them cool a little bit, and then I'll chop them up. I probably won't use all of these, but I thought I'd have extra on hand. I definitely want enough, but I don't want too much either. So I might use all of this, so I might use parsley. We're probably going to have a lot of chicken here, so we'll just see how it goes. As for the apple, that's about how much I have left. So this is how much I chopped up. I'm going to put that in the bowl, make some room on the cutting board. Again, you could put all that apple in. A whole apple is usually what I put in, but I'm trying to keep it low carb. And I don't even know how much carb apples have, but I'm sure they have some. And then I'm going to put 3 whole eggs in. I'm going to chop them up. And judging on the amount of chicken we have for the celery, probably about a quarter of that. I can't get that open with one hand. But I'll let you see the amount of celery in a minute. Okay, so what I do here is I roughly chop the egg. And then I sort of thinly slice the celery. I don't like those too big. I find that if a little bit thinner, they'll soften up just a little bit and not be so crunchy. Also, I do like the celery soaked in water. It's not as coarse and grainy if it's been soaking for a couple days. So, but dried out, I dried it off before I started chopping it up, but that just makes for better celery in the chicken salad. Okay, so I just thought I'd show you that step. I'm going to throw that in. And this is, I'll probably get maybe a little bit more, but that was about a quarter of what was in there. Again, like I said, once I break up this chicken and put it in there, we'll see how much, if it's too much chicken or not enough. Like I said, I just play it by ear the way I like it, and you may like it even completely different. So, okay, I pulled off just about all the chicken with my hands. I put it on the cutting board and cut it up. I probably could have got more chicken off of that, but really this is the right amount of size for everything else. So any more chicken, I'd probably have to start adding more celery to balance it out. So that's what I did for the chicken. I used about a half of that stick of cream cheese right there, and I did soften it up for about 20 seconds in the microwave, and I got about I'd have to say a quarter of this jar left, and I'll probably use all of that. I also have another jar in case it turns out a little bit dry. I do have a backup jar because I knew that this one was getting low, and I use a lot of mayonnaise in my chicken salad. If you don't like a lot of mayonnaise, you definitely don't have to put as much as I do. Alright, so there's the amount of mayonnaise that was left in the jar. I still think that's going to be a little low, but I'll wait and see. And here's the softened cream cheese. And what I'm going to do is mix this all thoroughly first before I add the chicken. It's just a lot easier to mix it this way. Once you put the chicken in, the bowl gets pretty full. So, and then I'll add the pecans at the end and then fold it all together. Okay, so I did add a couple more dabs of mayonnaise out of the backup jar. And you can see I sprinkled a good amount of fresh cracked pepper. I'm going to sprinkle also a good portion of kosher salt. Not a lot, but nice little coating on top, and then mix it in. And the caraway sage, about a little less, about half as much as the salt. Just a light sprinkle for that. Okay, so I used about probably 2/3 of that of those almonds. There's what's left, or the pecans, and there goes the parsley. Give this one more mix, and it should be ready to serve. Now you can serve this right away. This is a little warm, but really if you make this a day ahead of time, then it's really better the next day, which a lot of mayonnaise based salads are. So keep that in mind. If you do this ahead of time, it will be better the next day. Alright, so there you have it. That's my recipe for chicken salad. I had a few bites of this, and the balance is pretty good from what I showed you. No more further adjustments really need to be made. It is, like I said, it is more like room temperature. I am going to let it get cold before I serve it up for dinner. So, alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you give it a try, and thanks for watching.